How are you doing? You're looking absolutely amazing on this wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. And you know what it means when it's Wednesday, baby. That's it. It's a midweek hump. And we all love a midweek hump. Anyway, let's get straight into the meat and potatoes. As in this video, I want to address some rebuttals, if you like, and just ram something home that people seem to have massively forgotten, and I don't understand why. You know, we're here, a lot of us are here watching these videos and doing these videos, if you're on this side of the fence, watch them if you're on that side of the fence, because we saw Charlie Kirk. There's a few that just want to comment because they seemingly hate Charlie Kirk and what he stood for, and for the most part, when you actually have a discussion with these people or try, it's because they don't have the mental capacity to fully understand certain viewpoints that he had or be able to come at it from his perspective, which I understand. You know, if you're someone who has a completely different fundamental ground, and then some of your viewpoints are going to differ from his, and I respect that. But some people who are just arseholes for arseholes' sake, I can't get on board with you guys. You're just tossers, and I don't have time for tossers. Do you know what I'm saying? But look, there are some things that Erika Kirk is doing that just goes completely against Charlie Kirk. It just goes against his fundamental beliefs and what he would preach. So I'll ask, is Erika Kirk saying that Charlie Kirk was a fraud? Was he a fraudulent person? Was he someone who preached a lot out in the open, but when he was at home and when the doors were closed, he had very different viewpoints, and she is just pursuing those hidden viewpoints because she seems to be going in a completely different fucking direction than what Charlie himself preached. And we'll talk about that in a second because it's quite scary. It is quite scary. But first of all, let's just have a quick look at this. And we're just also going to have a look after this, as a segue, we're going to look at what Turning Point USA are actually doing, because this is ropey as fuck as well. And again, if Erika Kirk's got a hand in it, mate, then it's bizarre. It's really bizarre. So, first of all, look, Charlie Kirk was posthumously, however you want to say it, awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom by Donald Trump. Trump described Charlie Kirk as an American patriot of the deepest conviction, the finest quality, and the highest caliber. So yeah, that was that. Erika Kirk, she obviously had the crying left eye as usual. We should call her Erika Left Eye Kirk, like Left Eye Lopez. Charlie Kirk is posthumously awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom by Donald Trump. And during that event that saw Erika crying out of one eye, she also shared a birthday message, which was from Charlie Kirk's daughter. And that message said, "Happy birthday, Daddy. I want to give you a stuffed animal. I want to eat a cupcake with ice cream, and I want you to come home for a birthday surprise. I love you." Very, very sad. Sort of brings it home, doesn't it? About Charlie Kirk wasn't just Turning Point USA. He wasn't just the person who you saw on college campuses behind closed doors. He was a father. He was a husband. And yesterday was also, or would have been, his birthday. Would have been his 32nd birthday. So again, he's still very young. And yeah, very, very tragic. But this is something that we must fucking talk about, because this is beyond bizarre. Beyond bizarre. It looks sus as a motherfucker. Charlie Kirk's YouTube channel. 5.66 million subscribers and has around 1.8k videos. But you can't access them. You can't access 1.8k videos anymore because for some unbeknownst reason, someone who has access to Charlie Kirk's, so not Turning Point USA, we're going to look at that in a second, someone who has access to Charlie Kirk's account has privatized, I would imagine privatized because it's still showing 1.8k videos, so they haven't been deleted, but they have been hidden from the public. you can only now go back 1 year. And even when you look at the 1 year, it doesn't look like they're all there. Not when you look at the numbers and how they pale in comparison to Turning Point UK and their channel, which obviously got content. They kind of shared content. Sadly, I didn't fucking get to check whether this channel had more than 1.8k videos initially. I didn't look at that. I couldn't catch it because I didn't expect this to happen. But why would somebody with sort of managerial power over this channel want to remove videos from it? And I thought to myself, and this is me with kind of my tinfoil hat on, I'm not saying that this is accurate. I'm just trying to look at it from a standpoint of why someone would do this. And the only thing that makes sense to me is because you know that there's going to be a huge driving force behind this. It might be that whoever's got access to this from a managerial standpoint can only do certain things. So when we click up at the links on here, there's seemingly no links to Turning Point USA or the Turning Point USA additional revenue streams. There isn't anything there. So they can't really use this as a funnel or a conduit to earnings on the other channel. This does seem to act on its own. It stands separate from Turning Point USA's channel. So my question would be, was this set up privately, simply by Charlie Kirk? This was like him having a channel no different than I have a channel, and someone has a managerial role, perhaps his partner. I'm not saying that it is his partner. Mrs. Harsh has managerial control over my channel, so there's certain things she can and can't do. She couldn't delete the channel, but she could manage the videos of it. But why would you do that? Why would you want to hide videos? So I think to myself, well, let's have a look at Turning Point USA's channel, because they've got 6.8k videos. So if Charlie Kirk, in the aftermath of his death, there's a growing surge of people who want to obtain Charlie Kirk's content. They want to watch it. They want to do, they want to check it out. They want to, I watch Charlie Kirk every day. I still watch him every day. I'll be watching him today, and, take that as you will. He's been part of my daily life for a long time and will continue to be. But now it would seem, when you get to the end of watching the videos that Charlie Kirk uploaded on his own channel, you now rarely have no option but to turn to Turning Point USA's channel and watch the content that they have. And if you look at their channel, they've got more links, which you've got the official site, you've got where you can donate, you've got where you can get involved with them, register for Amfest, and you've got merch as well, which we're going to touch on merch in a second, because I even think this is fucking gross. And I've got to say something. But yeah, let me know down below what you think would be the real reason for scrubbing content from Charlie Kirk's own channel, which really is his own legacy. That is part of his own legacy. That is his channel, his content, and it was put out by him publicly for people to see. And someone behind the scenes is getting rid of it. They are hiding it. And I don't know why. Why would you do that? There might be a clue in here, but we'll talk about that in a second with the Erika Kirk stuff. But if we head over to merch, this is fucking gross, man. There has been YouTubers who have been called out massively when their parents had a channel. There was one, I can't remember who it was, but it was like an angry granddad, I think he was. Angry granddaddy or angry daddy, it was a channel that was built on this guy's reactions to things that his family did. He would fucking kick off, and this amassed millions of subscribers, but then the guy dies and the son takes over it. And one of the first things that the son did was he released merchandise that showed angry granddad, and he got fucking rinsed, mate. He got hauled over the coals because people were saying this is gross. You're basically monetizing his death for your own gain. Now, how is this fucking different? You know, top sellers, the Freedom t-shirt and the Freedom hat. Why is that? Because this is the fucking outfit that Charlie Kirk was wearing when he literally gets assassinated. And then you've got some other stuff like Make America Charlie Kirk, Never Surrender. Charlie Kirk with his date of birth or year of birth and year of death on it. So again, this is done in the aftermath of his death. Some other stuff here like this one here. But check this out. Now this hoodie, $75 this hoodie. $75 fucking dollars. Let's just see if I can make that bigger so you can see that. And just see what that says. The tyrant dies and his rule is over. The martyr dies and his rule has just begun. $75 for a hoodie that's basically saying, yeah, Charlie Kirk's a martyr. Can someone please tell me how that is in good taste and why they shouldn't be hauled over the coals for creating merchandise around Charlie's death to push money? Some people say, well, they need money. They need money. And they fucking don't. And I'm going to prove that in video 2 later on, when again I talk about things that I feel should be done by Erika Kirk and TPUSA in order to honour Charlie and actually bring us back some form of, I don't know, that you are actually standing by Charlie Kirk. Do you know what I mean? That you are taking on his mantra and you're not just going in a completely opposite fucking direction. Because that is what seems to be happening, even with Erika Kirk. And this is what I've got to show you with respect of Erika Kirk. Okay? So Erika Kirk is Charlie Kirk's wife. We're going to go over to here. Now, let's just listen to this, and then I just want to read something, and then let's just get real fucking real for a second. So listen to this.
As a young man pursuing a marriage, I just want to ask if you had any advice on how I can pursue and maintain a God-centered marriage.
God must always come first from your spiritual disciplines. Honor the Sabbaths and turn off your phone for 1 day a week. Go to a church, a good Bible-based church. We have many of the pastors here that teach the Word of God verse by verse. And also understand that it's external things of the flesh.
Let's just stop it there. External things of the flesh. Okay? Now, if you're someone who followed Charlie, you would fully understand what he meant by that. If you don't, I'm going to educate you in a second.
Like alcohol or drugs or other temptations that will take down your marriage. You as the husband must constantly be at guard of things, and also over shopping, over indulgence, too much credit cards, idolatry of vacations. You must guard the family from those things seeping in. So understand the order. It's God and then the marriage, and those things will bless your marriage from the devil who tries to undermine it and usurp your holy union.
As a young man.
So that was, and let's just ram this home a little bit more, because it's quite important to understand Charlie's, or what we were shown was Charlie's viewpoint, and how Erika Kirk seems to literally be going completely against it, okay? And this is what I can't get my head round. Look at this, look. So, we talk about this, look. Just 2 days before he was killed, Kirk spoke about failing marriage and fertility rates on Laura Ingraham's show on Fox News. Young women, he said, are prioritising careerism and consumerism at the expense of more meaningful pursuits. Having children is more important than having a good career. My kids matter more than how many social media followers I have, Kirk said. Now, this goes more in depth, but I think that, in a nutshell, without extrapolating too much or overcomplicating the message, that is the message. That is the message. Charlie Kirk was very, how can I say, he was very old-fashioned, very, very kind of church and religion-based, that the man goes out to work and the woman stays at home, looks after the children, father and provider, mum and mothers the family and looks after the family. They have certain roles. Now, that drove some people fucking crazy. That drove some people crazy because they were like, well, that's not a modern interpretation of how marriage and relationship should be. And Charlie's argument would always kind of come down to, but you look at marriage now versus marriage of our grandparents. You know, our grandparents were married for 30, 40, 50 years. And then you have fucking marriage nowadays, which is nearly the same as house flipping. Matthew McConaughey recently done an interview over on Diary of a CEO, and he spoke about how you can go into certain things with a buyer's mentality or a renter's mentality. And if you go into things with a renter's mentality, you're going to get into a relationship, say, with this mentality, and you're going to be looking for issues, or you see an issues and you just think, fuck, I'll flip it. No different than if you see a house, you buy a house, it's problematic, you think, right, we'll sort the problems out, we'll fucking just get shot of it. Or you go in with a buyer's mentality, and that gives you the ability to look at problems and work through them because you know you own this, whether it be a house or whether it be a relationship. And I'll get to the point. The point being that Charlie Kirk and his wife, Erika, would be at home. You know, yes, we saw him on college campuses, but he would go home at the end of the fucking day. He would spend time with his wife. They had time together behind closed doors. Now, Erika Kirk would seemingly follow his mantra. We didn't really know who she was until all this fucking kicked off. Didn't really know. I didn't know who Erika Kirk was, or couldn't really tell you fuck all about her. Because she didn't really get involved in it all. She'd be at home with the children. Seemingly as someone who shared Charlie's views. They surely were together and built this life with these foundational values that Charlie would come out and preach. But lo and behold, literally the second Charlie Kirk is executed publicly, Erika Kirk comes out the gate and assumes his fucking role. So if Charlie Kirk is saying here that having children is more important than having a good career, my kids matter more than how many social media followers I have, Kirk said. Do you know? And I think to myself, but that's not seemingly how Erika Kirk is behaving now. She has money. They are multi-millionaires. Turning Point USA, which we're going to look at the money in video 2 later on, made them multi-millionaires. Make no bones about it. So she didn't have to go out and seek financial security. There is no reason behind this. There is no fundamental reason that would enable her to do what she's doing while sticking to the values that Charlie seemingly had and pursued publicly and pushed publicly, promoted publicly, so fucking ferociously, and would get backlash for it. Do you know what I mean? It is what it is. So I asked those people who are in support of Erika Kirk, then tell me how this works. How this works. If you're somebody who doesn't need financial gain because you've already got it, you've already got security, and your husband was somebody who, behind closed doors, would say that the children are the most important thing. They are the key. If you want to raise, you get what you raise, basically. You invest, you get what you invest in. So if you invest in your children, you invest in raising them properly, you invest your time into them, then they will flourish. But she's seemingly investing time in a business that she doesn't need to invest in. She doesn't need to. She's got to want to. So my question is, why would somebody who truly loved Charlie Kirk and knew what he stood for from a family perspective, why would she seemingly, as soon as he's out the way, flip that round and go full balls deep into the absolute opposite, and that is become a woman who looks to seek success in business, strength in business, money. Make it make sense. Let me know down below. Explain it to me down below in a way that I can understand, because clearly I'm fucking stupid, because I don't get it. Love you all. Mwah.